Good evening. Coming up tonight, breaking news regarding the student government runoff election. Find out who the student body president and treasurer-elect are.
The Gamecocks baseball team continued their dominant start to the season yesterday. Stay tuned for the details on their winning performance.
And finally, the COVID-19 pandemic has yet again canceled another major award ceremony for the second year in a row. Stick around to find out more.
All of that and more tonight on SGTV Nightly News.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse studio, this is SGTV Nightly News. Good evening, Carolina. I'm Finn Carlin.
And I'm Will Kronsberg. Thanks for joining us tonight.
First, breaking news from the U of SC campus tonight as the student government runoff election results have been announced. Alex Harrell, who ran on the Harrell-Turner ticket, has won the office of student body president. The office of student body treasurer, on the other hand, was won by Kate Turner, who ran alongside Alex Harrell. This comes after Emily Dangler and Morgiana McDevitt both secured the offices of student body vice president and speaker of the student senate 1 week ago, before it was revealed that a runoff election would take place for the other positions. The Harrell-Turner team was overjoyed at the announcement, exchanging hugs and well wishes, and now looking forward to what comes next.
I'm super grateful. You know, I've got a great team, a great support system. I mean, I'm so thankful. I prayed every night, and you know, we worked really hard, and it paid off. And I'm just super thankful to be here and to be the next student body president.
Former Gamecock basketball standout Alex English was reelected to the University of South Carolina Board of Trustees this afternoon following a contentious race at the State House. English, a Columbia native and the Gamecocks' career-leading scorer, was appointed to the board in June to replace William Hubbard as the latter became dean of the law school. However, his efforts to remain on the board faced pushback from some South Carolina lawmakers who plan to support bank executive Robert Dozier in today's round of voting. Instead, Dozier dropped out of the race yesterday over concerns that English being ousted would be a poor reflection on the school's diversity, and English received 112 of the 122 votes this morning.
If you've ever been walking around Capstone here on campus, you may have spotted a few furry friends along the way. But those attention-loving animals aren't your typical cats. They play a big role in the lives of many students around campus. SGTV News 4 reporter Callista Pushman has the story.
If you've walked past Gambrel Hall, there's a good chance that you've come across this friendly feline. This is Figaro, one of the cats living in the C.S. Lewis Student Center. Beyond what's posted on the bulletin outside of the building, many students don't know much about the history of Figaro and his sister, Sissy. I spoke with the owner, Father Paul Stern, to learn more about the pair.
And Figaro was supposed to be the inside cat. Sissy was supposed to be the outside cat, and they flip-flopped. Sissy is about 14, and so she's said, I'm done with being outside, I'm in my retirement. And then Figgy, the moment he got outside and got a taste outside, he never looked back.
Students have taken full advantage of Figaro's social nature, oftentimes stopping to pet the outdoor cat.
I stopped, petted them for a little bit, and I've even had Figaro follow me after I pet them, come back. So I don't know, I absolutely love Figaro.
For students wanting more cats, you're in for some pawsome news. 2 new additions to the C.S. Lewis cat family were introduced in January and are beginning to socialize with students.
Some of the students were complaining that we didn't have enough cats that were friendly to our students. So in December, I acquired a brother and sister who are from the same litter. And so they have brother-sister name. And then his full name is Edmund Benedict Skywalker, and her name is Lucy Scholastica Organa. You can see he has one little white foot, so he has one paw that's different, just like Luke Skywalker.
You can keep up with the 4 C.S. Lewis cats on their Instagram at C.S. Lewis Cats.
For SGTV News 4, I'm Callista Pushman.
Now, Will, I live in Preston Residential College here on campus, so I unfortunately am not on the Capstone side as much, but I actually got to take a look at the C.S. Lewis Cats Instagram, and I have to say I love what these cats are doing for these students, what they have to say about them.
They're adorable. Unfortunately, I don't live close to them either, but there are 4 of them now, which is really cool, and they're great for students to interact with around campus.
Well, we wish the C.S. Lewis Cats the best. Coming up, we have the latest on Carolina sports from our sports anchor, Brianna Walton, so stick with us.
Welcome back, everyone. The Gamecock baseball team was in action last night looking to keep their undefeated season alive. Let's check in with News 4 sports anchor Brianna Walton to give us the details. Brianna?
South Carolina baseball continued to run a dominant performance Tuesday. The Gamecocks defeated Winthrop by a score of 19-8. Winthrop got on the board early with a run in the first, but the Gamecocks answered with 5 runs in the second, led by Brady Allen, 3-run homer. The Gamecocks would keep their bats hot, scoring 9 runs in the fourth, highlighted by Andrew Eister's 3-run shot over the center field wall. By the 5th inning, the Gamecocks had racked up 16 runs. In his first start of the season, hitting in the 8th spot, Joe Statterfield recorded 5 RBIs for the Gamecocks off of his 3 hits. The Gamecocks would take on Mercer at home in a 3-game series starting Friday. Speaking of baseball, Governor McMaster lifted event capacity restrictions, but the Columbia Fireflies are still unsure about their plans for the upcoming baseball season. The Fireflies did not play a single game last season. The Fireflies will be allowing fans into Segra Park, but whether capacity will be limited is unknown. The baseball season starts in May. Until then, the Columbia Fireflies will be communicating with City of Columbia and Major League Baseball to decide on their COVID restrictions. Here on campus, Colonial Life Arena says that they will be continuing to follow all safety protocols, including masks required at all times unless eating or drinking. There will be continued to be sanitation stations around the arena. The social distancing will be enforced. That's all that's happening in Columbia sports. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Brianna. Coming up, we have the latest on all things Columbia and Gamecock entertainment, so don't go away.
Welcome back, Carolina. Now we have some sad news for country music lovers as well as juicy drama on a trending Netflix show. Here to give you the latest are News 4 entertainment reporters Marissa Giray and Alona Donovan.
Thank you, Finn. Before we get into our entertainment news, today's Women's History Month fact takes us back to when Aretha Franklin became the first woman to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Often referred to as the Queen of Soul, Franklin is known for songs like You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman and Respect. She also performed at President Barack Obama's inauguration in 2009.
She is one of my favorite artists. My favorite song from her is Respect. What's yours?
Yes, I totally agree with Respect as well. I'm a big fan of her, but I'm a bigger fan of country music. The CMA Fest in Nashville, Tennessee has been canceled for the 2nd year in a row due to COVID-19. As was announced on Tuesday, the Country Music Association has chosen to cancel one of the most popular summertime events. On behalf of the group, Sarah Traherne, CEO of the CMA, stated, "We still face several challenges that prevent us from bringing our many artists, crew members, and fans together safely for the full CMA Fest experience we know everyone has come to expect. With the festival normally being held at multiple venues throughout Nashville and having limited capacity for audience attendance, it is impossible to schedule the event at a later time in the year. The Country Music Festival will return in 2022.
That's so heartbreaking for country music fans. I hope that they make the Country Music Fest better than ever in 2022 for them after waiting.
Yes, I cannot wait to listen to Luke Bryan and Jason Aldean live again.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of country music. The only country music that I really listened to was old Taylor Swift. Speaking of Taylor Swift, the hashtag #RespectTaylorSwift began trending on Twitter last night after a disrespectful joke was made in the Netflix show Ginny and Georgia. The new show chose to add the line, "What do you care? You go through men faster than Taylor Swift" in one of their episodes. Swifties were not amused by this joke and were quick to call it sexist. It received so much attention that the Queen herself had to weigh in. Taylor Swift joked back saying, 2010 called and it wants its lazy, deeply sexist joke back. You can check her Twitter account for her full statement. Since Taylor's tweet, the show ratings have dropped to 2.5 stars on Google.
I wonder how the show is going to recover from losing that many ratings so quick.
It actually had 5-star ratings before this, and then the Swifties attacked it, and now it's down to 2.5. So now we know not to mess with the Swifties. That's all we have for you guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Marissa and Alona. Coming up after the break, meteorologist Bryce Glenn will let you know what to expect for this week's forecast, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to your weekly forecast. We're going to jump right in with our weather headlines for the day. We have a sunny and warm Thursday ahead of us tomorrow. Cooler temps should start on Friday. Going to warm up through the weekend with a mostly clear weekend, and then a beautiful week ahead. Today, our highs in South Carolina were pretty average for late February, or early March, I should say. In the upstate, we were in the 60s at 66, 64 in Rock Hill, 63 in Greenwood. Down in Florence, we were at 61. Here in Columbia, we were at 59, 57 in Sumter, same idea in Orangeburg, and only 52 in Aiken. Along the coast, a little bit cooler as usual at 57 in Myrtle Beach, 55 in Charleston, and 55 in Hilton Head. Today, right now in Carolina, or Columbia, it's 54 degrees. It feels like 54. We have a northwest wind of 3 miles per hour. Our humidity is 46%, so it's fairly dry out there. Cool and clear at 7:15 p.m., and our sunset was at 6:22. For the week ahead of us, tomorrow, high will be at 69, sunny and warm. Friday, sunny at 59 degrees. Saturday, a little bit cooler at 55, mostly cloudy. Clear and cool on Sunday at 58, starting to warm up a little bit more on Monday at 63. And then on Tuesday, we'll be all the way up at 67, sunny and clear. We'll be right back.
And finally tonight's Woofy Wednesday features an adorable duo. 8-year-old Spanky, who is on the left, and 13-year-old Izzy, sent in by our own chief meteorologist, Bryce Glenn. Spanky is a mixed breed, and Izzy is an Australian Shepherd. Spanky and Izzy are the best of friends and love everyone who offers pets. Now, in that picture, it really just looked like Izzy was being such a really good big sister to Spanky there. They're absolutely adorable.
They are absolutely adorable. I really like the dynamic between the big older sister and little Spanky stuff.
Oh, me too.
So cute.
Me too. I might have to go bother Bryce one day and see if I can take some pictures.
Absolutely. Well, that's all we have for tonight's edition of SGTV Nightly News.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV at USC. To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV Nightly News, I'm Finn Carlin.
And I'm Will Kronsberg. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina, forever to be.